Okay, our topic for today is the fall of Constantinople. All great things must come to an end, so today our topic and focus is going to be the decline and the fall of our Byzantine Empire. So just to get started, I kind of want you to think back on what we've learned from Greece and Rome so far and some of the factors that contributed to the decline and failure of those empires, or just in general, what are some of the things that contribute to the fall of an empire? I'll give you a moment to write that. There should be a line and a right here spot for you in your notes. So to get started, Byzantine was on the decline. Before they were even really fully attacked, they were on the down. From the start, the empire was under constant attack. They were wealthy, they were powerful, they kind of had a target on their back. So it's no surprise that they were constantly being attacked from neighboring forces, and over time they really began to lose more and more territory. They had a smaller army, which made their borders really difficult to protect, and so for a lot of reasons they were really declining as a whole. On this map, you kind of see a combination of the whole entire Byzantine Empire. In pink, you've got what it was before Justinian. In orange, what it was after Justinian. So really, it spans almost 3 continents worth of territory. This is until the year 565. If you take a look at this map, when they're under attack a couple hundred years later, 700 to 850, you see that all that is left is that little purple spot there in the middle. So I kind of have a question to you. In this map, you'll notice that Constantinople is really the last remaining part or piece of the Byzantine Empire. So using what we know about Constantinople and their defenses against invaders, I'm going to ask that you make an inference as to why Constantinople lasted longer than other parts of the empire. And go ahead and jot a note down on your slides. So continuing on, a few other reasons why Byzantine was on the decline. They had lost a lot of their power in trade. They had asked for some help from Venice, which was a city in Italy, asked Venice to help them protect some protection from the Vikings, and in return, Venice could trade in Byzantine cities. Unfortunately, though, that kind of turned into Venice controlling most of the Byzantine Empire's trade. And also they were really battling epidemic disease, which we saw in Rome as well. The Black Plague killed huge percentages of the population. It really made the empire weaker to defend against invaders and significantly decreased the population. So their numbers were down as well. So just a few additional reasons why the Byzantine was starting to decline. So here come the Turks. So for years, Constantinople was seen sort of as this ultimate metropolis, or in other words, this ultimate city, this city where a lot of exciting things were happening. It was like the city to be in. And so a lot of outsiders really desired to take it over. And the Ottoman Turks is going to be the invaders that finally breach the walls of Constantinople. And it really is all because of this guy right here. Sultan Mehmed was the leader of the Ottoman Turks and sort of in charge of the attacks on Constantinople. So because of this guy right here, we see Constantinople finally get taken. A little bit, really quickly, the word breach, I use the word breach. Breach just means kind of to take over, to overrun, to overrule, to take control of. So a little bit more info about the attacks on the walls. We know that the Ottoman Turks were surrounding the city both by land and sea. If we're talking about numbers and population size, because of this declining population, Constantinople only had 30,000 people that were kind of able to fight back against the Turks, which really didn't stand a chance against the 60 to 80,000 Ottoman Turks. And then in addition to that number, we had over 100 warships coming in and 70 cannons that they brought with them. So definitely outnumbered here. I want you to make a guess. How many days of constant hits by the cannon do you think it would have taken for the walls to come down? You got your number? So 55 days of constant blows from the cannon is what it took. So 55 days for almost 2 straight months, Constantinople was under constant attack from these cannons. So what happens next? Eventually, the Ottoman Turks completely run in and take over the city. News of the fall, it took some time to spread. You got to remember that we are in the late 800s, 900s, and so news is taking some time to travel. So news of the fall would take some time to spread, but once people hear of the news, they are in total shock and disbelief. They never thought that they would see the day that Constantinople would be taken over. Unfortunately, Byzantine Empire citizens and survivors oftentimes were forced into slavery or exiled from their city, but left behind some legacies. Again, they really preserved the culture of Greece and Rome. They spread their culture and knowledge all over the world, and they were a physical buffer between Western and Eastern invaders. And the Ottoman Turks quickly rise to power. So Sultan Mehmed, the guy I said was kind of behind this whole attack from the first place, works tirelessly to rebuild and restore the city to its glory. He ends up renaming the city Istanbul, which means City of Islam, or full of Islam. And the Ottoman Empire is an empire inspired by and sustained by the beliefs of the Islamic faith in Islam. And they become one of the longest lasting empires of world history. So Istanbul may kind of even sound familiar or close to its present day city name of Istanbul. Another connection there. So that is really kind of in a snapshot the fall of Byzantine, the fall of Constantinople, and what ultimately happens to our beloved Byzantine Empire city. If you still have time, if there's still time remaining, you can use this time to update your snapshot for the fall and decline section of your snapshot. And if you are finished with the whole thing, you feel good about it, feel free to go ahead and take a picture of that and upload it to the Schoology assignment.